Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
That fucking sucked. There's no other way to put that one. An insanely entertaining hockey game. That, I said it after game one. That's just like crack cocaine on ice, man. That stuff was insane. That's just two heavyweights going at it, 12-round bout. You needed extra time in game one. You knew they were going to need extra time in game two. Double overtime. I almost passed out like 6 separate times during that overtime period. I hate that Peyton films everything I do, so there's evidence of the roller coaster that is Stuart Skinner. Some big stops in overtime. Both teams trading chances back and forth, and it just has to be that little rat boy that is Brad Marchand scoring the overtime winner and evening this series up 1-1. A lot of people in here going, you can't win in 5 if you don't lose in 1. I don't know if many people predicted an Oilers sweep. There's no way to put it, no way to sugarcoat it. That one fucking stings. Hello and welcome to Oilers Nation After Dark. I'm your host, Aaron Bordato, joined by Zach Laing and our pal, Devan Dubnyk. And ONAD is also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Dubes, the bankroll might have gone perfect again tonight, but it's not about me. I won, but the Edmonton Oilers sadly did not. First off, I want to let everyone know, it's so lit down here at Greta Bar that our pal Devan Dubnyk, he's up in a suite with our friends from Explore Edmonton. He's got the best view of everything. My pal texted me during overtime and said, am I crazy? Because I think I want to head back to Greta to get the end of this game. He missed the first overtime opportunity. And Dubes, what did you do in the first overtime intermission?
I hoofed it right back here, and I was hoofing it too. I was running through the intersections. I was running to get walk signs. I thought about renting an electric scooter at some point, but I panicked. I thought that'd take too long, and I'd probably kill myself. So I just hoofed it here.
I would love to see the Instagram story that's just something like, is that Devan Dubnyk on a scooter in the middle of the Oilers game?
It's just as good to be running by myself down the streets.
It wasn't the result we wanted tonight, but you can bet your ass we're still having a great time down here at Greta Bar. Yeah, Zachary, vibe check. I always ask you when we start these shows. It's tough, right? Because the Oilers were in that hockey game. They had plenty of chances to win that game in overtime with the man advantage. I believe the Oilers finished 1 for 6 with the power play on the evening. I never thought the Oilers would win 4 in a row, but that doesn't make this loss any less difficult. Give me a vibe check.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the vibes here have been Greta have been an absolute roller coaster. Early on in the game, going down early, fighting back, clawing back and forth. You know, you got overtime. You could feel the tension in the air here. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. Maybe they're heading in that second overtime. It's like it's one bounce. That's what it is, right? And Florida finds themselves on the right end of this bounce. This one, you know, the Oilers got the bounce in game 1 of the overtime winner. That's the way it goes, right? It's the 2 best teams left in the NHL playing right now. An absolute tilt between 2 heavyweights.
I don't care if you're not a sports fan, you're not a hockey fan. You're human. When you watch that game, you felt every emotion possible. It was an insane hockey game. Let's get caught up in the chat. I want to vibe check for you, but I need a vibe check for the fans as well. And from what I'm seeing here to kind of kick things off, Percy, no worries, ONAD fam. Oilers will play them hard in Florida. Loyal to the Oil, it's the freaking Cup final. Like it's not supposed to be easy. Oilers got this. It's still a Cup year.
Cup year.
Now, there was a lot of Cup years set in this bar. Even after it, we always believe. Ryan S., by the way, that game was freaking entertaining as hell. Matt Peters, I mean, this is much easier said than done, especially against a team like the Panthers. But Edmonton needs to learn to play 3 periods. We got dominated in the second period. Yeah, but they also had plenty of opportunity to win that hockey game. And as everyone says, it's not going to be easy. Veronica, our queen, says, I still love that game. I will always be loyal to the Oil forever. Vinny says, Bordzy, I need my therapist. I kind of nicknamed ourselves a citywide unlicensed therapy throughout the regular season and the playoffs. We'll do it together. We'll do it as a family. And then we have, you can tell the vibes are a little different super chats, only 2 of them. They're all in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation. It caused very near, very dear to all of our hearts. Rusty's in. The Optimist, he says $5. Tough loss. Stu almost had that last save. Can't win 5 if you don't lose 1. Oilers, cup hit.
Yep.
Then Flaparto's in, and he just says boop with a sad face, $20. Yeah, couldn't have said it any better, Mike.
How I feel. Beep boop.
Boop Lorp is right now. Before we unpack everything that game, Dubes, I'd like to get, I don't know, your breakdown maybe of that final goal. It is just that simple. Matthias Ekholm, that's a puck rip in his offensive zone, and it shoots around the end boards, and before you know it, you see Brad Marchand sprung on a breakaway, who, Stuart Skinner, to his credit, made a miraculous save already in the first overtime. We saw Sam Reinhart with a wide open breakaway. He could have walked into that net. Somehow he missed it, but then here we are. Nothing pains me more than to see this rat celebrate in this way. Dupes, give me the breakdown. What'd you see on this game-winning goal?
Yeah, listen, the Oilers are going to have to tighten that up a little bit, right? We're talking about he scored already on a clear breakaway. Sam Reinhart in the overtime clear breakaway. And this just starts a little bit with Bouch. Obviously, if you're going to take that shot and miss the net, you can't miss the net there because it's coming out the other way. Little bit of awareness there from Bouch. I know he's coming down. Of course, you want to keep it in. Again, I'm not going to harp on that too much because it's a strange bounce off. But listen, Leon Draisaitl does an unbelievable job here getting back, but also defending this play without taking a penalty. I mean, he gets under his stick. Unfortunately, that's basically what causes the goal here because you can see Marchand goes to make the move, and his stick gets hooked a little bit, so he's not even on the puck to shoot it right away, which is why Skinner starts to go paddle down, and then his stick kind of snaps in and touches it, and it just finds its way 5-hole. So really, unbelievable job by Leon here to come back and defend. He doesn't get stupid. I honestly thought he was just going to tomahawk him in the chest. Like, whatever.
Hey, any means necessary.
Well, and that's what it looked like. He was on a mission coming back. I'm like, oh, he's just going to break his stick over his neck right now, and we're going to try to kill a 2-minute penalty. Instead, he did an incredible job defending, and unfortunately, bad luck ended up being the reason the puck entered the net. So, listen, it's what it is. I think they just you don't want to be giving up 3-4 clear-cut breakaways a game. So I think that needs to be tidied up. But obviously, a strange bounce. And listen, this was just a ridiculous hockey.
It was a strange
ridiculous hockey game in the best way. Start to finish. It was 3-2, 10 minutes into the first period. It's like 800 penalties.
There was 11 penalties and 5 goals in the first 20 minutes.
And in first 10 minutes, it was maybe 13. There was 7 minutes left on the clock. I felt like I'd watched an entire hockey game in 13 minutes. It was absolutely insane. And again, unfortunate. It's disappointing it ended the way it was, but what a hockey game.
What a hockey game. What a series. I said it after game 1 when the Oilers won the game. I think you're crazy if you don't think this series is going 7 games. And through 2 games, 9 periods? I think my math is correct on that. Nope. Yep. Maybe?
Yeah, 9.
Yes, 9 periods. There we go. I think you see through and through. These are the 2 best teams in the entire NHL. Zach, let's take it from the top because everything happened in that first 20 minutes. The Carolina Panthers. I got Chuba on the brain.
Chuba.
Who I went to high school with.
Nice.
And do have his phone number in my phone. We should get him back over
Big
here.
flex.
Get him over. I know,
Big
right?
flex.
I know. I am so proud of it. We're boys. But point being, Evander Kane, I believe, takes that early high stick. We talk about the penalty kill a lot for the Edmonton Oilers and how their PK has not been great. And maybe the best defense of that is to not take penalties. It's an early one. Sam Bennett, because of course it's Sam Bennett, scores his 13th goal of the NHL playoffs. 2:07 into the game, and then you see it here on your screen. Shout out also, Brett Holden is producing from home tonight. That computer is unattended here at Greta.
Unreal.
That's dangerous. That's very scary. But Zachary, we get the first goal here, and then pretty much just everything happens in this first period. The one thing I can say about the Oilers, once again, they're down early. They don't panic. They don't do nothing. They stick with it. You get a Kane goal. You get a Bouch goal. Then you get a Seth Jones goal to even it up. And then you get a Leon Draisaitl goal. Overall, first 20 minutes, batshit nuts.
Absolutely crazy, right? And I mean, even on this goal here, Matthias Ekholm loses his stick in the defensive zone. Sam Bennett's kind of kicking around like it's a kickball, right? And, he's the one who's able to score the goal.
Accidentally kicked it all the way outside the blue line.
The gamesmanship on that guy.
Oh, man. And, of course, he's the one who scores the goal too, right? And it's not even like he got like a ton of that shot either, right? It was kind of a flubber right off the heel of the stick and just kind of managed to find its way, squeak it past Stuart Skinner there.
Yeah, again, that's a frustrating start to the game. You start with the penalty, and then the kill's going on, and Ekholm loses his stick. It's the second he lost the stick, and I saw number 9, Sam Bennett. I was like, wow, he's gonna accidentally ride this stick all the way up, and of course he just all of a sudden his strides became a quarter of what they normally were, just so he could chop that stick all the way up to the blue line and cuts back, and obviously it ends up in the back of the net. So that's a frustrating way to start the game for Edmonton.
It was very much so. And then, of course, in that goal, Matthias Ekholm, if he had a stick in his hand, probably wouldn't have been able to make a play on that pass over.
He was chasing his stick up to the blue line and then had to panic, get back to the slot, and then he's trying to recover. He's not in the same position he normally would have been.
Doobie, it's been a conversation we've had a lot, but it's kind of similar to game number 1. A fuck ton of penalties called in the first period, and then as the game continues to move along, feels like the whistles are swallowed. I love game 1. You said that was just jailbird hockey out there, and we talked about it on pre-gaming that there was less extracurriculars after the whistles in game 1. I expected that to be turned up. We know Florida, that is their game. They like to get you invested thinking about the other things. What do you think about the physicality throughout the whole game? And then all the penalties in the first 20 and then basically nothing. I'm a guy that in the playoffs, I want you to only call the most egregious shit. I want 2 to 3 penalties the whole game. I don't care. That's my preference. And it feels like these referees kind of, I'm not pitching. It's not why the Oilers lost this game. Plenty of opportunities. But I'm curious your thoughts because the 2 games in here, very heavy in the beginning. And then it kind of felt like they lost control of it.
I thought that the referees did a better job in game 1. I thought it was more just true physicality. Both teams doing the same thing. There wasn't a lot of silly stuff going on. Tonight, I didn't feel the same way. I thought the referees let the game get out of control, especially in the second period. And the reason for that is they, they're calling everything at the start. I mean, Florida could take a penalty every shift, like literally every shift you could call a penalty on them. Obviously, you can't. They were almost trying to a little bit in the first period, which is why you had so many penalties. But then if that's how you're going to call it at the end of the game, you can't call the cross-check in the corner after Luosterainen's two-hand chop Skinner, which is the whole reason why they went over to cross-check him. You can't let Bouchard take a high stick in the face and then immediately call the cross-check after. That's where I feel like they start to lose the game a little bit, and then that's when the frustration builds also for Edmonton, where those penalties are being called. Like they're just taking one. Unfortunately, they took Sam Bennett when he fell into Skinner because they weren't going to begin with. No one's arm was up, and I was about to jump over the press box. I don't know if I would have survived, but not the press box, the Sky Suite. It's a long way down. But yeah, just I didn't like that one as much. And then you get towards the end of the game. Obviously, it's a free for all, and they let it go. I'd rather listen. If you're going to do that, then do that. But then don't call the cross check in the arm in the corner. And don't call Bouchard on the cross-check in the back. You missed the high stick, so leave that one. The guy's not hurt. It didn't really do anything. That's the kind of stuff I hate to see is, like, if you're going to let everything go, don't start calling that shit. And I didn't think they did as good of a job tonight. And then, third period and overtime, it becomes what it is, and you know what to expect.
Zachary, do you subscribe to the same theory as me? I only want you to call absolutely egregious penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to call it one way or the other.
Yeah,
Either you're going to call
egregious
everything or you're going to call nothing.
Egregious penalties like a suplex in the slot. I've never seen that in my life before.
Crazy.
That was a full male suplex. He's like, all right, I'm taking 2. I'm going to try to smash him on his head and see if he can take him out. I've never seen that in my life before.
It was ridiculous. I mean, it felt like, okay, you're going to buckle down in the second. That's kind of what I was expecting, but they didn't really do that either. And I mean, okay, yeah, I guess if you look at the rule book, a lot of the things that they called tonight were, I guess, by the book penalties. But in the same breath, like, it's the Stanley Cup Finals here. They've shown time and time again, referees in the NHL, that there's a different standard in the playoffs. And it didn't feel like that's what they were kind of interested in doing here tonight. They decided to call everything. And then third period in both overtimes, it's like, yeah, we're in the jungle again.
I see this tweet here from Bob Stauffer. There was 99 hits and 9 goals in this hockey game. Also, we've been a little bit negative here. I'm curious, Dubs, you were inside the building. I know the reaction in Greta Barriere. Corey, Scory, Perry, the Worm. Who else is going to find a way to dig deep, ice in their veins? and find a way to score that goal. What was it like inside the building for that one?
I couldn't believe it. I was right behind Skinner's net, so it was a perfect view of it going in the net. It was like too good to be true. You see him chip it, like smart little shot, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that went in. I was like delayed. I could see it go in the net, but I was like, did they actually just do this again? And they actually did. It was absolute pandemonium.
That was absolutely beautiful. The one thing, seeing a lot of chaos going on behind me.
Speaking of chaos,
yeah, there's Peyton behind
All
there.
6'9" of Peyton come crawling in.
Crawling on the ground.
in a white McDavid jersey, just that thing's not clean anymore.
Oh God, no! That thing's got so much sweat inside of it. Also, with no Brett, we don't have security in front of us.
Oh,
Might get a little dangerous out here.
We gotta get our eyes peeled behind.
Next one we got to talk about because it's been a battle in the crease here. Stuart Skinner. Dubs, we'll start with you. You're the ex-NHL goaltender. What do you think of Stu's game overall? 37-42, 881 save percentage. I said it. I don't think there's a bigger save he's ever made in his life than the one on the, I believe it was when the John Klingberg turnover. That was Marchand again.
Yeah.
That was insane. I understand it was all for nothing in a sense, but that was a beautiful clutch save. Overall, give me a breakdown on Stu tonight.
I thought he was phenomenal again. I mean, the scoring chances both ways, it's crazy. And he looks great. He looks great. He looks solid. He's comfortable. He's confident. He's settling in there. You know, it doesn't matter what the score is, right? It's 4-3, and he's just solid in there. I really like the way he looks. We're not looking at stat lines right now. That game was just absolutely nuts. There's 9 goals scored. There's all these penalties. I thought he was really, really good. And he was making saves he needed to make. He was holding on to rebounds when he should. He was battling and making some unbelievable stops. So I love the way he looks right now. I love his composure. And you know, a lot of things have been thrown at him this series already. Both goalies. It's been tons of scoring chances and a lot of fun to watch. And I think they've both been great.
Zachary, game 2, Sergei Bobrovsky makes 42 saves on 46 shots, exactly like he did in game 1 for a .913 save percentage. He had some highlight reel saves in this one as well. The goaltending battle between these two, I understand it's 5-4, but they both, I like that you say that. Thank you. For the box score hunters, throw the box scores out. What do you think of Sergei Bobrovsky? I love chanting Sergei, but damn it, he is a good goaltender.
I'm going to take the expert's advice here, and I'm going to throw the box scores out the window here, Bordzy. I mean, both goalies were in it all night long. I thought, Bobrovsky had a lot of really good saves too. But Stuart Skinner, man, like it just feels like the big ones that maybe he hasn't made in the past, he's been making ever since he came back in against the Vegas Golden Knights. It's been such a big reason why the Oilers are where they are right now. And again, it's one bounce in the second overtime, right? I mean, it's just the way that it goes. And I don't know. It's frustrating, of course, because you want to see them get that 2-0. But series is split heading back to Florida. And now for the Oilers, it's going to be important for them to come back to Edmonton, drag the Panthers back to Alberta with the series split.
I'm only going to do this for a second because this is an Oilers show, but Bobrovsky was fucking ridiculous today. Yeah, I
know, I have eyes.
That was, okay, listen, he was good in game 1. They're not even comparable because even when it was 3-2, like he let in 3 goals in the first period. He could have let in 8.
That game could have been 8-2 at that point.
The chances that he was stopping, but there was already 3 goals on the board, was outrageous. I mean, that game could have got out of hand, and he hung in there as well. So I'll stop talking about Bob. But I mean, chance-wise, quality-wise, and Stu had plenty of grade A's, so it's taken nothing away from him. But the Oilers generated some outrageous scoring chances, and that's what I talked to you about before the series, is trying not to get frustrated with that because that's just what he does. There's like 3-on-2s and stuff that dish it off, and it looks like a one-timer play, and he just, boom, slides over there, blocker out of play. So, all right, I'm done on Bob talk. He was really, really good tonight. I thought the Oilers did a good job generating.
Hey, you're allowed to talk Bob here. We're incredibly biased. I'm incredibly aware of that.
Technically, I'm saying the Oilers did a great job creating scoring chances.
Spin zone,
yes,
spin zone,
great job
baby.
creating scoring
Shout out to that. Before we continue, I want to give a quick shout-out to Budweiser. They've been brewing beer in Edmonton for 45 years. They've also now partnered up with legendary Edmontonian St. Albert's own The Moose, Mark Messier, Mr. Game 7, Mr. Guarantee. You can pick them up select liquor stores across the city. Super value, Y Road and Sherwood Park. I can guarantee you that they are in there because that was the one I sat outside at 9:50 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Want to continue here. we're allowed to be, like, I want you to be impartial. That's why we got you here, former NHL player. And I guess you would know better than anyone. Brad Marchand had a hell of a fucking game tonight. As he continues to do, he is the X factor for this Florida Panthers team. When you look at their depth chart and you see 63 Marchand on the third line, I don't care what you say. Those three, Lundell, Lusterine, and Brad Marchand, I thought they had a very good game. But this is why you acquire a guy like Marshy. This is why you give up what you got to do at the deadline, which wasn't even a whole heck of a lot. And here he is scoring the clutchest goal he could possibly do. What do you think about Brad Marchand's game tonight? What is it like? Is he as much of a rat in person when he's right in front of you? Do you have any good experiences with Brad Marchand? Or horrible ones, I would bet?
No, I mean, like growing up, playing, we barely played against Boston ever, so I obviously never had that competition or anything with him. He's been their best player. I think not even close. I think he's been their best player. He's unbelievable, and the only time I really met him was at the All-Star games, and he was awesome. I think it shows. Everybody that plays with him, they talk about, hate to play against him, love to have him on your team. I think he's a lot more likable in general after 4 Nations. I think people like him a lot more. But listen, he's a great player. He's a great teammate. I never found on the ice, and again, the handful of times that I played against Boston, he's not. I don't know. He's not really the guy that like gets in the goalie's business. He's not like Sam Bennett that's kind of always in, or Corey Perry that's like always around your. That's not really Marchand's
He's with
thing.
fellow players.
So yeah, he's the guy that's getting in the players' business. So you could see why it drives the guy nuts. But man, is he effective?
Yeah, he is. The other guy who was incredibly effective in this hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers. We're going negative. We're going positive. We're going back and forth. Zachary, Evan Bouchard had a hell of a fucking hockey game. I thought he finishes the evening 1 goal, 2 assists. He had 8 shots, played 34-29. He even had 4 blocks. Only 1 giveaway here on the stat line. What do you think of Evan Bouchard's game overall? Because I think the more we watch Bouch, he just gets more and more money this offseason. I think his AAV continues to go up. Damn it, we should have re-signed him in the regular season when there were some of these gaps because he was fucking awesome for the Oilers in this one.
I'm going to pull the mic away from my mouth a little bit for this one, not to make everybody deaf. He's an absolute dog.
Yeah.
Like, he has been so good in these playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers.
2 minor penalties, but that's...
But you know what?
Playing like a borderline psycho out there, too.
Yeah.
He's like trying to kill people. No wonder there's only 2 minor penalties.
But you know what? I didn't like either of the cross-checking calls that were called against him. I really didn't. I thought they were soft.
Because he got the second one in the corner, right? Those are the 2 that I was talking about. Those are the exact 2 that I was talking about, where it was retaliatory, which if you're going to say anything, the Oilers got to not retaliate, which, again, is hard to do. But again, if you're going to call a jungle rules, no holds barred, like he got high stick. It was like the similar play, obviously behind the net, but similar to Kane's first penalty where his stick kind of rides the guy's stick into his face. It's a blatant high stick. It's the same thing. So he gets upset, cross-checks him, leave them both. And then same thing, Stuart Skinner gets 2-hand chopped when he has the puck. So he goes and lets the guy know, hey, that's my goalie. You can't do that. And they take him like that's garbage in a game like that.
And the one that really pissed me off, too, was I think it was in the first overtime period. Him and Sam Bennett kind of went at it a little bit after the whistle, and Bouch gave him a slash on the leg.
Oh, and then he went
Bennett's
down.
like, ooh, my leg. And then Bennett comes back and gives him a good one. And they don't call it retaliatory.
It's the same thing. They did it to him. So it's
why are they like that?
Because it's the third period.
100%, right? It's terrible.
But I'd rather not see that called. But the fact that they called 2 on him.
But that goes back to my theory. Don't call anything.
Right. And that's why I said I thought they didn't do as well in that game and kind of let it get out of control because they were calling those in the other periods. Then it becomes more frustrating and worse and probably more aggressive too as the game goes on because they almost know like you called too many penalties at this point. You're not calling anything. It's a free for all.
100%. And that was so frustrating to see. Pick a standard. Are you going to call everything? You're going to call nothing. But even beyond that, Bouchard has been so damn good. It was 15, there was 5 minutes left in the first period. And of course, I was checking the 9-leg parlay that I threw down on in pre-gaming. Didn't cash tonight, unfortunately. But I was like, God damn, we're 15 minutes into this game and Bouchard has got a goal and 2 assists. He was all over the ice tonight. And for as great as he was offensively, so good in the defensive zone. The way he's elevated his defensive game in the playoffs has been massive. I don't want to hear any more of the haters about Evan Bouchard in his game. He is worth every single penny that the Oilers are going to pay him. He's been an absolute dog in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I'm so excited that he's going to be an Edmonton Oiler for a long time.
Get ready for that double-digit AAV, people. If you're not on it now, get ready for it because you're going to have to be. He's fantastic.
If it makes you feel any better, just look at it and then look at the salary cap projection. All will be fine.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Everything's going up. Leon Draisaitl already signed his new extension. He's about to be the fucking best bargain in the NHL again in like 2 to 3 years. We talk about it a lot, though. Momentum swings in the NHL playoffs, whether it's game to game, whether it is period to period. It happened again in this one where the Panthers completely own that second period. The shot's 14-9 for them. I thought it was even more than that. The building, you were in it. At least you and Greta seemed a little quiet at points, didn't have a whole heck of a lot to cheer about. But that's just that. The Oilers, right, they never waver. We continue to talk about it, and I sound like a broken record, but I do like that they're compete level all the way till under a minute left in the third period. They never get down. They never waver. Bettors like me live at the comeback. It didn't work, but damn it, I believed, and I thought about it. And here we are, speaking of momentum swings, it's a 1-1 split. Heading back to Florida. Home ice advantage. They've kind of grabbed it back here. What do you think the mood is in the Edmonton Oilers locker room right now?
I think it's the same way it's been the whole time. It's business, right? Nobody expected a sweep. Yes, it hurts more that they were that close and that it was overtime and they're one shot away from being up 2-0. But again, it's just a battle. It is just an insane war that these two teams are going at. And they just know they're going to expect that again. But I think with this Oilers team, it's just business. And whether it's a win or a loss, they're going to continue to do what they're doing. They're going to come out. They're going to be ready for next game. And I think they've shown that throughout this entire playoffs. That business mentality that they've had has been incredible, and I wouldn't expect anything less.
Final one, and then we're going to go relive it all. Unfortunately, in the Greta scoring summary, but Zach, the Edmonton Oilers power play sucks to look at. 1 for 6 on the evening. It's a game that goes to overtime, goes to double overtime. We can bitch about calls if you want in the chat, do whatever you want. The fact of the matter is, the Oilers went 1 for 6 with the man advantage. This Oilers squad, which they lead on their power play, especially on home ice. They couldn't get it done tonight. What you kind of think overall, and I'm curious your thoughts too.
Yeah, I would have loved to see more from the power play, right? Going 1 for 6 in a situation like this, in a game like this on home ice, they got to be better than they were. I don't think there's any other way to cut it. They had a 5-on-3 opportunity in this game too. They couldn't find a way to score there. Couldn't score on the subsequent 5-on-4. A goal on the power play is a huge difference maker in a game like a second goal, I should say, right, is a huge difference maker in a game like this. So I'd like to see a little bit more from them there. It felt like, especially on that 5-on-3, maybe looking a little too much for the perfect play. I feel like, and it's such a cliche thing in hockey, but like pucks on net. Like it's a Stanley Cup Finals. This is the time where you see pucks going on the net. You get a little bounce one way or the other. It's a goal. It can change the tide of not only a game, but the series too.
Yeah, not on those 5-on-3s. I know, again, listen, I have a very tough time sitting here and saying anything about power plays that have the personnel that they have. But again, when those, like, they come over to McDavid, they work it down to Nugent, they're trying to find it. But when Florida is a great penalty kill and they cut those off, they're not really open. They're looking back door, but they do such a good job of cutting that off. And so you kind of force it a little bit. There's some chances there. But, yeah, like you got it. When it's not there, it's not working. It's pucks on net. I would love to see Bouchard coming downhill. I'd say it over and over again. But rip one right, and then because that's when the stuff opens up. Then there's a rebound. Maybe there's a scramble in front that Florida has to converge on, and then it pops out, and then it's up, over, down, and then that seam opens. So, it was only 33 seconds, I think, but this is a weird one because usually when you're talking about the power play, it's like you're talking about the 2 opportunities or 3 maybe, and it's not normally 6. But I didn't hate the way they moved the puck around. He's got to find a way to put it in the back of the net.
I think Florida's PK, they're good.
And Florida has the best PK.
This is 2 good teams going at it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect, but it is a little disappointing. Though also, that PK, no match for Connor McDavid, slicing and fucking dicing through the entire defensive zone. That goal, there is a laundry list of Connor McDavid highlights in his history. What is this one? maybe, I don't even know if it cracks the top 10. He has so many insane highlights. But the moment, the first move on one guy to dangle that, put it on a string over to Leon Draisaitl, Doobie, I could have puked in my fucking chair. This girl was sick, nasty, disgusting, whatever you want to say. How is this guy a real person?
I didn't even stand up because I could not believe what just happened. Okay, where do you start with? It's like you start with the first move, all right? And by the way, these are two outrageously good defensive players. So he goes through here, and the puck comes back. This first move, nobody cuts like that. Nobody could cut like that and keep the speed. This backhand toey, whatever you want to call it, around another really good defender. And then here's on top of all that. So he's already done two outrageous moves. You make a move like that, a lot of guys are like, whoa, I'm going to rip this thing. He, like, zero hesitation, doesn't even look up, knows exactly where Leon is, and it is off his stick and on Leon's. I mean, I have no words. That was one of the best goals I've ever seen live in my life.
Doobie, was it reminiscent of your youngest that you have in the offensive zone? Because I hear he's quite a wizard.
We were watching him dangle
I'm
earlier
going to show him that. He finished with a hattie. What? Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he finished with a hattie.
Let's
He's
go.
7, so a little less important than this game.
Don't say that.
I'm going to
Don't
show
say
him
that.
this goal and say, one day do that.
Hey, that's
That was
a pretty good guy to model your game after.
One of the best I've ever seen. Right
He's just a freak on skates. Who, like, I love you say this, a little Chris Berman, whack, pull it over there, and then he dangles the other guy. And of course, Leon Draisaitl's there.
The reason he gets guys so bad is because he can go the other way, like, and he sells it, and so you don't know because if he's got to pick a way, he's skating forward at him. He has to pick one way because Connor's going to go either way. If he goes in the middle, Connor's going to go there. So he sells it. He picks it. He's going to cut to the inside, and then he just stops on a dime, goes the other way without losing any speed. And then this guy comes up. Is that Ryan? Who is that? Oh, the right-handed. I'm not sure. I can't see. He's picking up his jockstrap in the corner still.
Brett's saying Ekblad.
But does a pretty good job here of going. Like, there's no room. There's no room. And then it's off his stick in a split second over to Leon. Like, he makes this move here. You think he's going to load it up and shoot it, and he never even thinks about it. He knows exactly where Leon is.
Those two have this weird, fucked up sense of where each other are on the ice, and I love it, and I'm here for it. Also, forgot to give some love. All of Devan Dubnyk's appearances are brought to you by Tourism Jasper. This summer, find your happy place in Jasper. From hiking trails, paddling wild waters, or sharing laughs by the fire, happiness finds you here. Jasper's open, vibrant, ready to welcome you back for more unforgettable moments. So drive over, play outside, soak up that fresh air, enjoy some food and drink like I think we will this evening, and come on down to Jasper. Also, let's do another one here. I want to give a shout out to Greta Baryag, our humble host. And if you can hear the music in the background, win, lose, or draw, we're still dancing down at the Pink Pony Club down here at Greta Baryag. Doobie, how have you been enjoying your Greta Bar experiences? Because you left Rogers Place during overtime to come down here. That's the greatest advertisement they could ever get, because it's not just me saying it. This place is fucking incredible.
Yes, and listen, that's nothing against Rogers Place. No. Unbelievable. But after the first overtime, I just knew from game one, the feeling in here and just everybody tuned in and the vibe in here was incredible. And so I thought after the first overtime, I want to be down here. I was kind of thinking more what I had in my head was I was going to get down here and be able to celebrate the overtime winner with everybody was what I wanted to do. But no, it's an unbelievable spot. Even with a tough Oilers loss, everybody's having fun in here.
Like, look at this. Also, your rep just walked in, full suit, and he looks down at nobody sitting in the producer chair, and he just went, "What the fuck is going on? Where the fuck is?"
We're doing it ourselves.
Like,
story
time. Brett's at home. Don't worry. Brett's at home.
Back home.
Brett, we love you. Okay, let's kick it off. We'll do it quickly here. First goal of the game. We already looked at it. It's Sam Bennett, 2:07 into the hockey game, assisted by Evan Rodriguez and Nate Schmitz. Tough one for the Oilers. Early penalty from our boy Evander Kane. But then, a couple minutes later, it's Evander Kane's 6th of the postseason, assisted by Evan Bouchard and Victor Arvidsson, the first of Evan Bouchard's 3 points. You played with Kaner on your team. There's one thing he's had for his entire career, and it's one hell of a shot.
It's got a great shot. And it's funny because when you play against it, it doesn't seem that hard, although it is that hard. And this is an interesting play, too, because he kind of fumbles it a little bit. He fumbles the puck a little bit, and that makes him push it out. So he's you can see when he gets the puck, he's going to load it up. He wants to load it up and shoot it. He kind of starts to lose it a little bit, and the D-man goes down. He's forced to push it to the outside. When he does that, Bobrovsky has to have a small shuffle to his right, and Kane lets it go right as he shuffles to his right, and it beats him glove side. So it's funny. It's like you talk about Marchand goal, and he's getting hooked, and it kind of causes the goal. Kane almost losing this puck forces him to push it one time to the outside. Bobrovsky moves, and he makes a perfect shot.
Shout out Kaner, his 6th of the postseason. And then it's Evan Bouchard scoring his 7th of the postseason, assisted by Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. You see it here, walking in, gets his shot blocked. Talk about the king of composure. Bouch, he doesn't get high too low. That guy doesn't feel. That's what I say all the time. Gathers his own rebound, locates, looks up again, and he's able to snipe on one Sergei Bobrovsky. This was just one of the many great plays that Evan Bouchard made. I don't know if Sergei Bobrovsky there was a little bit screened on that one, or if
A
he
little
lost
to
the
a
puck.
lot.
Yeah, I can't really. It's hard for me to see. And then once again,
Well, the block.
I'm so quickly on the mic after these goals to give out special surprises down here at Greta.
You weren't sure if he was screened?
That's what do you mean he didn't see that
A
puck?
lot of
What do
white
you mean?
jerseys in front of him there.
What do you mean? Shut up, Bush, though. Gathered his own rebound.
Yeah, this was great, right? I mean, the first shot gets blocked, grabs it, cocks it up. You know, I was standing beside Peyton. We got the thing, right? We got to stand behind the barrier, and we got to be together. He's got to be on my left, all this kind of stuff. And it was funny because Peyton was like, shoot! Like, after the first one was watching, like, let it go. And, you know, you really can't give a guy like Evan Bouchard that much time in the high slot, right? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, he's such a talented shooter. You know, for as great as this, like, slap shot can be, the wrist shot that he has, too, is so quick off of his stick. Doobie, like, how hard is it for a goaltender to see the puck in a situation like that?
Well, you can't, because you see here, it's actually a great block, and it's pretty rare that a shot block like this is going to end up sitting right back on his stick, and I think nobody was ready for it. You got the guy that blocked the shot does another spinorama, and now you have a layered screen with two Florida players. Again, it's great speed off the rush to begin with from Edmonton. It pushes Florida back. Great drop pass. Bush does a great job getting up in the play and then gets a fortunate bounce. Again, he rips one to begin with and it lands right back on his tape, but he doesn't hesitate. He pulls it back in and he shoots it on the other side of the screen. You can see Bob was late on this one. This is a time that I thought, you know, straight shot on the first goal. Straight shot, obviously screened here. I started to feel like there was maybe a couple kinks in the armor there showing with Bob, and unfortunately he made like 3-10 bellers shortly after this.
And then, yeah, it didn't totally go that way. Then, of course, the Panthers even up the game. It's 2-2 game. Seth Jones, his 4th of the postseason, assisted by Nate Schmidt again, and E2 Lusterine. And I believe it was an Oilers turnover initially in their own end. Can't get the puck out. Lusterine and over to Seth Jones into a wide open cage. This was only 11 and a half minutes into the hockey game. We had already experienced a little bit of everything. Dude, Seth Jones. A lot of people online talking a lot of shit about Seth Jones over the last couple of years. You put him on the Florida Panthers. Shocker, he's not a terrible hockey player.
Yeah, this is a great goal. I didn't love this goal from the Oilers a little bit. It started earlier a little bit with Kapanen before.
Out the highlight. I feel like we had a big turnover here.
Yeah, it wasn't really a turnover. It was actually earlier that Kapanen was very passive up top that I think he could have got the puck out. But anyway, that's earlier on. It's just a miscommunication here on the switch. Like as it comes across up top here, Kane decides to come out and chase right here. Now it's what so Kaner decides to go out, so Leon's got to go back, or Leon's got to take him. Kane's got to stay back. So obviously just a miscommunication there. I don't like them jumping at the guy up top because you know he's not a huge threat. Obviously, he can sift one in there, but you see they both go after him. So there's got to be. So Kane decides to go here. So it's actually Leon that should probably stay back in where he is right now and get ready to take the guy who ends up getting the puck. But Kane. So this is the read. Kane goes at him. And then Leon comes straight out when he should be going, obviously, over to the other guy. So, again, things are easy to see from up top. But I think there's a little miscommunication there on a guy who wasn't really a threat up top. And then it opens up a play. They're both coming back. And great play for sure. Seth Jones looked real good tonight.
It's a bang-bang play. Ends up in the back of your net. We know Nobby. Are we breaking that one down in the film room? We got 2 days between hockey games, right? Time for me to rest up. Time for us to get a little crazy at Bar Yak tonight. Now, one more time, just because fuck it. I just want to watch Connor McDavid slice and dice through the D. One more time, Brett, so if you could do that. It's Leon Draisaitl's 10th in the postseason, assisted by Bouchard and McDavid. This should be worth 3 points for Connor McDavid. Chris Berman, whop, and then over to Leon Draisaitl. It's a thing of beauty. That ends an insane roller coaster first period.
I think it was Bouch that was coming into that to that celebration, and he was like this. He had his hand on his head. He was like, "That's what I was doing." We had the exact same look. I was up there, 2 hands on my head. And he comes in here. Yeah, he had his hand. He's going in the pile like, "Oh my God, what did I just witness?" I think that's what everybody in the building felt like. What did I just witness? One of the best goals ever.
And we know Connor McDavid. He's not much for celebrations. There is always great moments in history where he'll flash a little smile and be like, "Boys, I know that was fucking sick. Like, I know that one." Yeah. So the first period, everybody needs to take a deep breath, buckle up your seatbelt because you knew this one was going to get wild. And then it's 8 minutes, 23 seconds in to the second period. Dmitry Kulikov, former Edmonton Oiler, Dmitry Kulikov, second in the postseason, assisted by Carter Verhaeghe and Seth Jones. This one kind of sucked. I believe this one was missing the net wide. Just hit Evan Bouchard and beat Stuart Skinner, right?
Brutal bounce, right? Again, brutal bounce. I mean, Bouchard was so good offensively, helping contribute on all 3 of those goals that he scored. I was kind of wondering if it was goalie interference or not.
It would have been if it was on net. But it would have been if it was a straight shot, but they're not going to challenge it because the puck was going to go wide, then it went off of the Oilers player. But I think that if the puck went straight in, that they would have challenged that and would have got it right.
And if only the woodpecker cries, brutal bounce. I don't think there's any other way to cut that one. It's a long wrist shot, bounces off the guy. That's frustrating.
This was coming though. This was coming this shift. I mean, they could not get it clear. This was a sloppy stretch of time for Edmonton. Lots of shots at the net, no clears. They were kind of discombobulated there, and they just weren't getting the puck out. And it was full possession time for Florida for quite a while before this goal happened. I was sitting there watching it, just like, it's coming. It's going to go in unless we start to get the puck out, and sure enough, it did. That's what happens, right? Guys get tired. Bouch is standing off. Maybe he isn't going to get stuck there normally, but they're probably all exhausted. He's battling in front, and just a brutal bounce. But again, Oilers had it coming a little bit on that one.
The ice was completely tilted in that second period. The building, while still loud, that was definitely at its lowest for noise. And then the Edmonton Oilers, they get a power play opportunity. One where they could tie up the hockey game, they could take the lead in the hockey game. And unfortunately, it goes about as bad as you could possibly ask for. The Rat, the boy, Brad Marchand scores his 6th of the postseason, shorthanded, assisted by Anton Lundell. You see it here. Kind of sloppy, just a little lack of urgency, you could say there for the Edmonton Oilers. We talked about their power play, and then Brad Marchand alone in down the ice. I hate that celebration. That's a player that gets you fired up. He's an X factor for these Florida Panthers. We talked about, Zach, the power play not getting the job done. They went 1 for 6. They even allowed a backbreaking shorthanded goal against.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, you essentially break even on the man advantage for the Oilers tonight, right? It sucks. Like, I don't think we can cut it any other way than this was a dog shit second period for the Oilers. They were not, in any sense of the term, locked into this game here. And the power play, too. Like, this comes a minute into it. That whole first, 58 seconds it was, like, they were just so sloppy with the puck. They couldn't make a clean pass. They couldn't find a way to break into the offensive zone, let alone get in possession or a chance at a good, high-quality scoring chance. And for Marchand to get this breakaway here, yeah, frustrating to see.
It's actually a really good job by Florida reading here that Edmonton doesn't have anybody in the middle of the ice. So they all close off the boards and pressure it. And a lot of times if you watch the zone entries before, that play is there. They kick it down the wall, they kick it back to the D, which is what Draisaitl was trying to do there. And Florida does a really good job here understanding that there's actually nobody in the middle of the ice or on the other side of the ice, and they all converge on the boards there. And I guess you could just ask Bouch, it's a 50-50. And you got to feel that guy go past, so you got to be getting out of here right now, because I think this is Connor to begin with. He's usually coming down. He's usually the one carrying it across the line. So I would say, if anything, Bouchard's got to recognize that a little bit earlier. But good job by Florida for recognizing nobody's in front of the net and all pressure converging on the wall. And, fortunate bounce the way the battle goes along the wall, and they make a good play to Marchand.
I think that's one area Chris Knobloch's going to have circled. giving up breakaways to the opposition. Odd man rushes, we know. I did this show for 82 regular season games. They love to allow some odd man rushes. Just got to hone in on those things. And then we're in the third period. Things are feeling bleak. I believe a high live bet the comeback. And who else was it going to be besides the worm, Corey Perry? 19 minutes, 42 seconds into the third period. 18 seconds remain. And the final minute, Jake Wallman, who I thought was also great again, throws one on net, gets blocked in front, little scramble ensues. I don't even know how Corey Perry is the only one that got a stick on it and got that severe wood on it. He's so like, look at Bouch literally jump up and down like a little boy for that celly. A joke, does he feel? Yeah, he does right there because everybody appreciates a big Corey Perry. Look at that for Bouch. That's incredible stuff. The worm, the celly, the double arms. Hang that in the Louvre. It was beautiful. It would be short-lived, but to me, the worm. He's been doing it for so long, and it doesn't shock anyone that he's the one to get that goal.
No, who else? And he knows right where to go. Again, you put pucks at the net. There were a couple good looks that Edmonton had, but I love that Florida was trying to keep him to the outside. And obviously, time's running down. Got to get pucks to the net. But I don't know who shot that up top. But
Wallman, I think
it was Wallman. But good job recognizing. Florida stays down. Got a nice little pick here on the wall. So he's got a lane to shoot. He gets it through to the net, and Corey Perry knows exactly where to go. And just calm here. Like there's still 3-4 to Panthers right around this puck, and Perry goes to war. He goes to battle here and out battles his man and gets a puck on it. And just great scoring touch. I had a perfect look at this at the other end of the ice. And again, I didn't even sell you right away because it was like too good to be true. I couldn't believe they did it again. I saw it go in the net, and I wasn't even sure. That place just absolutely erupted.
Listen,
the worm, brother.
We stepped outside for a little fresh air during the overtime intermission, right? And
Stepped outside for fresh air every intermission. Doobie knows.
That's right. You get a lot of fresh air out here. That's for sure. And what did I say to you, Bordzy? I said, man, I was ready to make Corey Perry my Doom performer of the night, and maybe of the first two games, because I thought, in game one, he took a couple of pretty bad penalties. He didn't look like he was really at the top of his game. And, through the first three periods and, I don't know, till the last 6 seconds when he scored that goal there, I didn't think it was another great game, too, for him. I can't make him my Doom performer now because he's the one, at the end of the day, who's able to find a way to force overtime for the Edmonton Oilers. Just such a clutch goal from him. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, what more can you say from a guy who has played so many games, scored so many big goals, and just continuing to find ways to contribute in key moments for the Edmonton Oilers?
I wish everyone could see behind us. If you guys have seen on TV the Happy Gilmore guys with their guts hanging out, they got the Happy Rules. Well, we got the Y right here in front of us, and Bag Milk was just grabbing his belly from behind and just shaking it like the truffle shuffle. That's what you get down here.
That wasn't 2%. That was whole milk right there.
That's one of my good buddies, too. I got to clip that and send it to him. I got to clip that for him. And then the game just didn't end. I mean, it ended right there. Apparently, the Florida Panthers ended up winning this hockey game. No, just kidding. It's a Brad Marchand breakaway goal. We talked about it. We broke it down. Puck gets rung around, misses the net. Bouchard's not there, it's not on him. It's not on anything here. Brad Marchand's a good hockey player. Leon Draisaitl, hell of a play to try and defend it. But, hey, no one ever said it'd be easy as the Florida Panthers decide to even up the Stanley Cup Finals. And they win this game, too, by a score of 5-4. God damn it. But God damn it, that was good hockey, and I can't wait for game number 3 because, Dubby, how are you going to go back home and watch games by yourself on your couch?
I don't know. I'm going to have to get my kids to get me real fired up. I'm going to make sure that they are jumping up and down on the couch for every goal because it's going to definitely be a little lower excitement level. But I enjoy watching the games with them too, but they stay up too damn late. That's the problem. The games are so late there. And then they try to give me a little bit of pity. Wow, it's for the playoffs, Dad. I'm like, yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night. Get to bed.
But, Dad, you have to. I said to you before, some of my best memories as a kid was like you get into the first overtime and your dad, mom, they're telling you to go to bed and you go, I've already committed this much time. You can't do that to me. You can't. Some of my best memories, Dubes. We love you here on the show. I can let you go If you want to do some schmoozing, do you want to finish up the rest of the show? I can bring on some other people. It's pretty nuts in here, and I know all these people want to talk to you. Also, how many photos did you take at the game tonight?
120 over under. I don't know.
Hammer the hell out of
Hammer that
over.
fucking over.
I think I might stay in my safe zone here for a little bit. I'll finish the show with you guys.
Yeah, it's going to get hectic out there for
Much
you.
as I wanna
The
go.
moment we let you out, you know what's
We'll
going
get
to
there.
happen.
Yes,
It happened on Wednesday.
I got to prep for it.
Okay, let's do it now. The good, the bad, and the oily. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Download their app today because on game day promos. Brett, pull it up. Oh, I don't know if he's going to have it. Damn it, I don't remember. Damn it, he doesn't have it, and I didn't memorize my lines. Hey, Zach, did you hear about the new awesome game day promo at Oodle Noodle?
I know there's a deal at Oodle Noodle for $29.97.
And
it sounds delicious and affordable.
It's 2 signature boxes with 2 spring rolls. I got your back together.
God.
Probably should have had that shit written down. You think I'd do that? Oodle Noodle, you're the best. Did you try Oodle Noodle yet?
I haven't yet. No.
Okay, we're going to have to. Ooh, late night Oodle Noodle. We got the man himself
How
right
late
there.
is it open?
Jay Downton. Well, when
He's got the keys.
When you got the guy that owns it. Hey, there it
Yes.
is. We nailed that
we
pretty
got
good.
it. Okay.
We
From
nailed
the
that
top,
pretty
from
good.
the
We
top.
nailed that. Brett, I love you. I appreciate you. Get your 2 signature boxes and 2 spring rolls for just $29.97. Let's kick it off with the good. And I already forget what we chose for the good. We went with the Instant Classic. This should just be the great. This series has exceeded all of my expectations. It's only 2, and my expectations were already here. We know it went 7 last year, down 0-3, tied up 3 in a row. This is an instant classic, exactly what you see on your screen, Doobie. If, like as I said, if you're not a sports fan or a hockey fan, you watch this, you're going to get into it. One thing I love, I'm a big Barstool guy, big Pardon My Take guy, and I love that they lead shows off by going, that game was fucking incredible. Connor McDavid is fucking incredible because this is going to put asses in the seats. This is the best product you could possibly put out in the biggest stage.
Yes, and so it's on the NHL to make sure you're getting eyes on it that aren't already watching it. This hockey is so good that they need to get every single set of eyes on it that aren't normally a hockey fan or haven't watched hockey before. Whatever it is, find a way to get it on their TV screens because they will not turn it off.
It's a classic, brother.
Absolutely.
It's one that I'm going to delete from my memory, but it is a classic.
Listen, as a fan of the game of hockey, somebody who just loves hockey, what do you want more? Like, what more can you ask for from the Stanley Cup Finals, right? You, at the end of the day, want 2 teams who are the heavyweights, the best of each conference, going toe-to-toe on the biggest stage with the biggest stakes in the game. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see as a fan of the game. As a Predators fan, of course, you'd like to see it go a little bit better for 2 games, right? You'd like to see that bounce, you'd like to see it get the bounce tonight. But, man, it is an absolute instant classic. Just tremendous hockey. I just cannot wait for more of these films.
Speaking of instant classic, I think we're going to have an instant classic night today because this is getting fucking crazy.
We got busy in here. Why do you think I stay on the show? Well, you're like, you want to go out there? I'm like, no. By myself?
Yeah, it's true. I'd just be
guys.
literally throwing you to the wolves.
We need
The
you guys.
moment
Yes.
that happens, we'll be your security. We'll
We got
push you through.
dudes. We'll bounce for you. No worries.
With good comes bad, and the bad we went with this evening. The Brad Marchand breakaways. He gets 2 of them. He's too good of a player to not capitalize on those opportunities. And a hell of a celebration for that overtime winner as well. The bad, giving up odd man rushes, breakaways in general, I would say. And Sam Reinhart, just
I still have to rewatch that play.
so much time and space. There was no one around. I still don't get how that happened. And he just missed the net completely.
I was waiting for a whistle. I was like, something's got to be wrong. There must have been a whistle. Why does he have 3/4 of the ice by himself to take a penalty shot? Fortunately, he missed that one. But yes, I didn't think they odd man rush wise there was any issue tonight.
Yeah, you're right. It was just a
It was just breakaways, but that is an issue. There wasn't an issue with odd man rushes, but listen, there were 4 clear-cut breakaways in that game. That's too many.
It simply is. Also, I like Brett putting our private chat. Stop. I'm getting FOMO. Sorry, Brett. We love you. We wish you were here. Bad Marchand breakaways. We know it. Let's move here to the oily. And we went with too many men. What's he going for with that one?
That's in the overtime. Arvidsson down the wall.
Shit, that's
Ekblad
right.
got hurt. He was not off the ice. Schmidt was on the ice. Schmidt hooked him and got in his way. There were 6 guys on the ice.
That could also be bad. That could also be.
What does oily mean?
It's basically whatever we decide it to be.
Okay.
Whatever random weird thing happens. Dude, it changes.
Greasy.
It can be
It's
good.
greasy.
That was
Yeah.
greasy.
It's oil up, as we say. P. Diddy really fucking ruined that one for us, man.
Yeah,
He's really
He ruined a lot of fucking things. But
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Let's go now to our Boom and Doom performers brought to you by Odd Company Nation Beer Everyday Lager. Pick them up 2 locations in the Edmonton area, downtown or Ritchie, or simply check liquorconnect.com. There's a lot of local liquor stores that are carrying these bad boys. People in the chat, you guys know the drill. You've been here every step of the way. Throw in your booms, throw in your dooms. You should also check in a couple super chats in here. African Child, $5. Matthew Kachuk's wife is in me DMs. Also, Oilers Nation will always be your Oilers media source. Believe in the cup, yeah. I'm just going to ignore the first part of that and move along. Dukes, $5 didn't say anything. I bet he said, let's have a fucking day, mate. Let's have a fucking day. Then he said $2. Devan Dubnyk.
Okay, I'll
That's
take
comment of the day. I kind of like
I
that
like
one
it.
so far.
I like
Dukes. Dukes every time. So he's from Australia. He's an absolute stud of an Oilers fan. He came to Edmonton last year. He always posts videos. What is it thing he drinks out of?
It's like a hollowed out hockey stick.
Okay.
Every time the Oilers win a game, he'll pour a beer in there and then slam
It's like
it.
a boot with a hockey stick.
Yeah.
That's exactly
You
it.
guys see Beer Fest?
Of course, that's
Okay.
Graphite stick.
Das
Brett
Boot.
Das
You
Boot.
got to turn the boot. You
Yes,
got to
right
avoid
at
the
the
bubble. I actually bought a boot once and tried to do that. Fucking all over my face, dude. It just looked like I took a shower.
Hey, just poor execution. You got to practice.
Hand up, accountability.
It's the whole
Somebody
show. They got to practice.
Somebody
Get
get
him
me a boot right now. Get this man a boot right now. Zach, you can kick it off. Who gets the boom this evening?
Oh, God. I was not prepared for
Or
this.
Tubes can go first.
Like
No,
I'm prepared for it.
okay, go ahead, Dukes.
No, I said I'm not prepared.
Oh, you're
for
not?
it.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
I'll go.
listen.
My boom goes to it rhymes with boosh. I thought just Evan Bouchard continues to be awesome. Had a 3-point night. You got to be lucky to be good. You got to be good to be lucky. That's exactly how I think about his goal was scored. Not often does it come right back to you, but damn it, he's a good player. He's in the right spot. Finds a way. I just thought Bouch was solid. Played 34-29. Good plays from him. 4 PIMs we talked about it, but we didn't like those. 8 shots, 4 blocks. Bouchard brought the fucking boom.
Okay, I'm gonna take the easy route here because listen, we always feels like a cop out, and it usually is. But Connor McDavid, like, come on, that's the one again. It's the best goal I've ever seen live, and we like don't talk about him because you could just give him a boom every game. But I'm gonna give him a boom because that was just absolutely outrageous, and he's as good as he is always. Every time he's on the ice, he creates things out of nothing all the time. So call me a cop out, but when you score. I keep saying he scored the goal because I feel like he might
he
as
should
well.
get all 3
Might
points.
as well have.
He should get all 3 points
Great
for that
finish
goal.
by Leon.
Not Leon
but
can get one.
Yeah.
Ty looks very good in his.
Ty looks
Do that on
so
camera.
fucking good.
Do that on
He
camera.
looked professional.
He's
for a
giving it
second.
to us one more time. A little whop. Then over again. Sorry. Peace out, ankles. You're gone. Yeah, I go with Bouch. You gave yours, or did you give yours yet? No.
No, Doobie stole mine. I was going to go with the easier route, too, because I totally forgot about the whole thing. So I'm going to go with the vibes. Because you know what? The Oilers may have
That's a
lost
good
tonight,
That's a
but the
good one.
vibes are incredible down here at Greta right now. We got people that are absolutely way too drunk right now. We got all of the Oilers Nation heavyweights in town right now. The vibes are absolutely hot. The series is split. There's a lot of hockey left to be played. There's a lot of hockey left.
You're goddamn right there is. And if we're going to do cop-outs for my doom, and I mean, it's like a backhanded one, but I just want to say, Sam Bennett, you piss me off like crazy. But goddamn do I respect you and your gamesmanship. He is so good at teetering that edge of accidentally falling on purpose. He's strong as an ox. You can't get that guy off the puck. But once he's in the blue paint all of a sudden, his legs just fall out from under him, and he can do it oh so well. And then he comes up with that playing dumb face of, I don't know what's going on. That's a guy you hate to play against. You'd love to have him on your team. You're really pissing me off. You lead the NHL in goals in the postseason as well. He was good tonight. But for me personally, Sam Bennett, you get the doom. What about you, Zach?
I'm going to go with the lack of intensity at times during the game.
The power play, the shorty against.
The power play, the shorty against, the 5-on-3. Just felt like there was, the second period as a whole, just felt like there was times where the Oilers just kind of checked out of the game. And, credit where it's due to the Panthers for kind of recognizing capitalizing on that and really kind of trying to drive a dagger into the Edmonton Oilers. They were able to do so in double overtime, and you know what? It was a bounce. Again, just a bounce.
Doom. Let's see. We could go Brad Marchand for Doom again. These are easy, or I'll go back. I think the referees let this one go a little bit, it's not even necessarily against the Oilers. Like I'm not even saying like, oh, they missed all these calls on Florida.
Nobody lost the game because of the refs.
No, and that's not even really what I'm saying. It's just watching the game as a hockey fan, I just felt like it wasn't controlled very well, which caused a lot of frustration back and forth, and a lot of things that got let go that shouldn't have. All these things. It's not even that. I just didn't think they did a good job controlling the hockey game. In saying that, not an easy thing to do when you're going into a Stanley Cup playoff game and you know the type of intensity and physicality that this game is going to come with, and the brand of hockey that the Panthers come with, and the animosity between these two teams. It's a very, very tall task to keep control of the hockey game, and I thought they did it in game one. Not quite as much in this one.
There's a terrifying sight going on right now.
Doing this just
you guys knew what we had to deal with while we do this show.
PJ on Brett's laptop. There he goes. Well, quick one for you. Just talk about referees there. Would you have ever considered in your life, like let's say you had an injury or something, would you have ever considered being a referee? Because I think that is the most thankless job in the world. I appreciate all of you. I applaud all of you. But I would never fucking do that.
No, not at all.
It's like the worst job ever.
It's hard, and they're all, they were all good players. They're all good hockey players. They have to be. They have to be able to skate. They have to be able to keep up there. And so it's a thankless job. And you know what? These guys as well, they're the best at. They got thick skin, especially these guys doing the final. They've been around there, but no, because there's a lot of fuck you matches back and forth between these guys, and the guys that I got along with the best were the guys that I got the biggest battles with, but because you don't take it personally, it's in the game, you're heated up, there's a back and forth, and by the time there's the next whistle, you're chatting and talking about something else. So these guys, they do the best job they can. They deal with a lot of garbage on the ice, more than you think these guys have to hear, and it doesn't. There's no unsportsmanlike calls for saying what you think about the referee. These guys hear a lot, and they go through a lot. So thankless job. But they got some thick skin. The best ones do. The best ones have thick skin.
Listen, I got a bunch of my close friends live down in Calgary. It's where I grew up, right? Yeah.
Oh, wait, shit.
What are you talking about?
Okay, he can agree with that. Don't worry. Doobie's down.
My bad.
And one of
my buddies are watching me probably. Probably not, actually. But
no, my buddies aren't watching.
Sorry, boys.
But one of my buddies is actually a referee, refs beer league hockey, minor league hockey. And got a group chat with him and a bunch of my buddies that used to work at a golf course with. And I said to texted him, and I said, man, we really need Thomas out here reffing in the finals. Because his mandate is like, listen, it's 11 o'clock. I just want to go home. I'm not calling fucking anything the rest of this game. Let's get out of here. Let's move on with it. But yeah, I mean, the refereeing was frustrating.
We had a referee in the American League. His name was Al Smith, and he always, if you got him on the last game, we played 3 and 3. We played Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoon. So not only like 3 and 2.5. The Sunday afternoon game, if you got Al, 0 penalties. It did not matter what. He was that. It was like game 3. I want to get the hell out of here. Running time, no penalties. He'd be telling me to play icings. Like he was joking. I think he was joking.
Hey, dudes, let's go.
Part of me told me he wasn't joking, but like there'd be an icing and he'd skate by and be like, hey, make sure you're playing that next time, would you? Like he just wanted. We're in Worcester, Massachusetts at like 3 p.m. on a Sunday. He's like, get me out of here.
I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
I really do. Let's move along now. Hey, we won something tonight. Let's do Bordzy's Bankroll, brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today because whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. You can bet on basically anything there. Bet365. Cup winner, goal scores, assists, points, all kinds of stuff like that. And as I said, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. And dudes, I mean, stats are facts and facts are stats. But I'm 6 for 6 when you were inside of Edmonton because Bert, pull it up for me. Bang! Bordzy's Bankroll 3-4-3. And I want to make this very clear. Bordzy's Bankroll hit. I love that he's hitting the buzzer behind. I love that. This hit like 22, 23 minutes into the hockey game. There was plenty of time. Even had enough. I tried to live bet to come back. I believed it didn't happen. Bouchard 3+ shots. smashed that one. He finished with 8 shots on goal. Connor
Just got
McDavid.
that one.
I should have probably juiced that one up a little bit more. McDavid needed 2 points. He decides to get 3 apples. And then Jake Wallman, happy to bring that one up because he hit exactly 2 shots on goal, parlayed together, plus 5, 25 tubes. Please never leave me again because I'm red fucking hot right now.
And I love it. Listen, I would love to take credit for any of that, but I had 0 input on your bets. I saw you putting them in there, but I had 0 input. So that's all you. But if I got something to do with it, we could talk earlier in the day. Games 3 and 4, we'll see if we can keep it rolling.
When you give me your keys to victory, I tend to try and use some of those here and there. But dude, when you're hot, and we let it ride. That's the gambler's fallacy. Zachary, you make any money tonight?
Oh, listen, look at this. I got my bet slip pulled up right here.
Oh no!
How many legs did I miss here, boys?
One
leg.
Buck line.
My 9-leg parlay.
Well, you were dead once you were in overtime, though.
I know,
Yeah.
and it sucked.
Read out what you hit
A
here.
9-game parlay.
It was the game 2 parlay. I talked about it on
I call an
pregame,
8-leg
right?
parlay an octopus or a spider, whatever you want to do.
Listen,
Not
we
8
went
legs.
with the 9-legger. It was the spider with an extra leg on it. McDavid 2 points. McDavid 2 plus shots. Draisaitl 2 points. Draisaitl 2 plus shots. Bouchard 2 points. Bouchard 2 plus shots. Waldman 2 block shots. That was always free. The one that I was really sweating was the Oilers race to 2 goals. The first team to 2 goals. I saw Florida get that 1-0 lead. I was like, oh shit, here we go. And then the puck line was the final leg that I needed. Couldn't figure out a way to cash it tonight. But you know what?
That's
We
a
live
fun
to see
bet to
another
call.
day. It was a great sweat. Let me tell you.
Hey, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Those are the ad reads, baby. Let's do one more. Big shout out to Boston Pizza. If you don't want to get crazy on a Friday night, but you still want to hit the downtown streets, Boston Pizza is the place for you. Come on, bring the whole family. Dude, bring the family down. Bring the family down to Edmonton next time. But no, I still want you to come
Begging,
together.
you ever booked 5 plane tickets before?
No.
It's not free. They don't hand them out.
That's true. I didn't think about that part.
You ever book 2 hotel rooms because you don't fit in one? They don't have those out either in Game 7s.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot cooler if it all worked
Look
out
at
that
you.
way,
So
though.
shout out to
We'll see
Boston
what
Pizza. Shout out to Boston Pizza. They do awesome stuff. We ordered Boston Pizza on Wednesday. I've been eating
phenomenal.
leftover pizza in the office Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I might even just go back to the office tomorrow just so I can get some more pizza.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
There's a ton in the fridge.
Boston Brute is calling my name tomorrow.
What's your favorite BP?
Boston
The
Brute. I
Brute.
forgot about
Such a
that.
good
The
fucking
OG.
sandwich.
Oh my
But with the
God,
sauce.
it's no
Little
good with the
bolognese
sauce.
sauce?
Gotta get sauce in
my
there.
God.
It's a good thing.
Hey, I almost DoorDashed Boston Pizza last night. I wasn't even hungry. And I was like,
Hey, are we going to get donaires again tonight? I think we should probably go get donaires.
I think so. Yeah, or Oodle Noodle.
Actually, yeah. Oodle Noodle first. We'll have room for donaires. I know us. We'll have room
I don't
for
know.
donaires.
I didn't build a
It's gonna have
body
to-
like this by not being
Game time decision. Game time decision because those donaires are good.
These bodies, they're temples, if you couldn't tell. Final one I want to give a shout out to is a new friend, Zachary, and then we can head out of here. It's the Krabby Goat, people, not your average moonshine. This is sweet, smooth, and dangerously sippable, and I can attest to it because the special surprises that Greta gives out after every Oilers goal, well, they were brought to you by the Krabby Goat Distillery, handcrafted and flavor-packed in bold styles. Dude, they got lemon meringue pie, sour fuzz and peach, coffee latte cream, orange creamsicle. They had the one for the pickled bean. It's like pickled whatever. They recommended it's fantastic for Caesars. And then, without further ado, I did bring our own little thing here so we could taste test live on the air. I was bitching the other day. They were a new sponsor, and I said, what, they're not going to send me any Krabby Goat Moonshine Distillery? Literally walked into the office today. The guy was at the office. He's still in Greta right now. He was here for the entire game. So Zachary, as you can tell, that's a fresh crack. You can kind of hear that. There you go. There you go. I'll start off the first one here, and we're going to go Dave Portnoy, decimal system out of 10, and review.
Easy. All right, let's see what we got here.
Let me reiterate, dangerously sippable. That tastes like candy. That tastes like candy. That is not your father's
like
moonshine.
candy.
Oh my God.
No, Doobie, no. This is my.
It's called Rocket Pop. It's literally
That
neon
tastes
blue.
like That's incredible. I picked that one because it looked like the most delicious one. They got all kinds of flavors. Head to their website. Wow. They got awesome stuff. KrabbyGoat.com. Decimal system out of 10. What are you giving that?
I'm giving that like a solid 9.7.
I was absolutely just about to give it a 9.7. An homage to our boy.
Listen, I've drank a lot of different kind of drinks over my years, right? That is easily the smoothest thing that I've ever drank in the form of a Mickey or a bottle or anything like that. That was so damn good.
I'll say it one more time and emphasize.
Wow.
Dangerously sippable, the way I would say that. They also recommended some club soda with that. And the guys are so good. They brought club soda to the office. They brought a cooler full of ice, full of these things. Like, they brought it on ice. That's the service you get from the Krabby Goat. Clap it up for them. Clap it up for our pal Devan Dubnyk as well. We appreciate you. We love you. And unfortunately, are you headed back to Minnesota tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, yeah, I'm headed back.
What time?
9:30. A little early. I got to give myself some time for customs.
Okay, we got to get a little
fun trip
and some time for Oodle Noodle.
Yes.
Overall, how's your experience been in Edmonton and hanging out with the Oilersnation crew? We love you because you've been doing all these shows virtual, but look at this shit behind the lights right now. This is an entirely different animal.
It is, and I love it. You know, we don't.
That guy just goes doo.
It's a different vibe here. You know, I love the sports bar that turns into the nightclub that's got video games in the back. I mean, this is just, it's unbelievable. And the whole trip's been fun. I appreciate you guys getting me out here. And it's nice to see you guys in person. And hey, we'll do it again. Jay was floating out to me about coming out here more often. He wasn't even talking about just Game 7. I can't be here for Game 5. My little guy's got a tournament in Winnipeg. But Game 7, you never know if it gets there.
We don't know if it'll make it
but
there.
I'm hoping I'm just celebrating with you guys in a webcam in Winnipeg.
Or parade. You come down for the parade. But we can see if that. But once again, job's not finished. It's a 1-1 series. I keep saying it. This one's going 7. An incredibly, highly entertaining hockey game. There's but 9 periods. The margins razor thin, brother. I'm very excited for game number 3, which is going down Monday. Meaning, Zachary, we get not the rest of the entire weekend off, the rest of the evening off. And something tells me, win or lose, the boys are still going to hit the booze. I love you all. Appreciate every one of you. Throw down your courtesy like on your way out. Throw it down for Doobie. Keep it locked on. And also, wanted to plug, Dubes. Tell me about what you got going on right now, because there's an Oilersnation tie into something you got cooking up in your personal life. Tell the people.
Yeah, I don't know if the Oilersnation After Dark was
I
the time
want you to advertise.
All right, DubnykDevelopment.com. It just launched last weekend. It's a goalie mentorship program. There's very few spots available, but there is both. There's a local program for people in Minnesota, obviously, to be on the ice, but I set up another program, a remote program that I'm able to do it anywhere around North America, including Edmonton, if you have a young goalie, pee-wee age or older, all the way up through high school, college, and pro. It is a full spectrum video review, 24/7. Well, maybe not 24, but 24/7. Phone, text, email. Just want to teach kids. It's all about on ice, off ice, all the things you have to deal with as a young goaltender to get kids to have the best experience they possibly can and get to the highest level that they possibly can, whatever that might be.
Listen,
That's the boy.
I still think I might got a shot.
Dude, holy fuck, let's take the class.
I might have to take the class. I might be in.
So there's limited spots available.
I blow my knee out.
Reserved for high-end kids.
Not
all kids, like I said.
What if we act like children?
It's the right fit. And intelligent as well as his.
Swing and a miss, brothers. Swing and a miss.
So,
also,
yes, please check out the website. It's DubnykDevelopment.com.
Jay Downton made me swear that I would plug it on Oilers Nation After Dark tonight with you in person. Because we pull out the red carpet for our boy Dubes. Dude, we love you. Thank you so much for coming. I said it before. They say don't meet your heroes. Those people have clearly never met Devan Dubnyk because he's a fucking beauty. We love all you in the chat. We appreciate you. Hey, it's going to be a hell of a hockey series here. You'll be still with us, pre and post,
yes, sir.
Whether you're virtual, whether you're in Edmonton or not, because we're boys. We're boys now. We're bros now. Come on, there we go. I love you all. Shout out to all of our sponsors. Shout out to Brett Holden, producing, holding it down from home. And Brett, come on down here because the FOMO should be real. Everybody get down to Greta. You might be able to drop my name at the front door. That's on you. Good night, everybody. We'll talk on Monday. Peace.
Oilersnation After Dark.